Hello, everybody. Welcome to another appointment with Going Expat. This is Rossella, and today my guest is Giulia.
Hi everyone.
Hi, Giulia. Thank
Hey.
you for being here with us.
Thank you for having me, Ross.
It's a pleasure. And with Giulia today, we are going to talk a little bit about her experience in the Netherlands as an expat as
Mhm.
well as an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Your journey was a little bit different than the
Mhm.
people I have interviewed before
Okay, cool.
because, yeah, you moved here in two phases, let's
True.
say, and you change career
Mhm.
through this year. But without any further
Mhm.
hesitation, let's hear from you. Where are you from? For how long have you been in the
Mhm.
Netherlands? Whereabout? Tell us a little bit of you.
Of course. Thank you, Ross. So yeah, I'm from Italy, but north of Italy, so close by Milan, Monza, Milan, and I've been living in the Netherlands since for 3 years now, more than 3 years. I moved to it was 2022. Yeah, I directly moved to Rotterdam, and since then I always been living in Rotterdam.
Hey, so always in Rotterdam and in love with Rotterdam,
Hmm.
right?
Yes, I'm a Rotterdamer. No, but actually, to be honest, Rotterdam has never been my first choice. Okay, so I had the opportunity to visit Rotterdam before moving to the city. And my idea before moving was like mostly going to Amsterdam or close by, like around Amsterdam area. And I never considered Rotterdam. I actually visited Rotterdam once before, but I didn't really like the city. It was just a weekend. I don't know. It was not my vibes. But then I had the opportunity to visit the city once again. So I gave a second chance. And I have to be honest, then since then, I really fall in love with the city because, yeah, basically, like a friend of mine hosted me for like 10 days. And
Mm.
during that 10 days week, I had the chance to discover the city a little bit more. And then also finding the previous job, the first job I found in Rotterdam, and also the first apartment. So
Yeah.
yeah, since then it was like I always say that Rotterdam for me has been like such a nice surprise because yeah, as I said, like I was not into like Rotterdam, but then
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, well, sometimes second chance work, and
Yeah,
that is
indeed.
one of those cases. I'm very happy you moved to this city.
Yeah,
So
I'm
we had
happy
the
to.
opportunity to, see each
Yeah,
other.
to
So
meet
we are
each
doing it
other.
not on a Zoom call, but
No,
in person,
indeed.
which is super nice. Okay. And, well, we understood how you moved to
Hmm.
Rotterdam, but why the Netherlands?
That's a nice question. Well, years ago, I had the chance to do an au pair experience. And well, to be honest, the first time I visited Amsterdam, the Netherlands, it was like about more than 10 years ago. And since then, I think I fell in love with the country. Well, of course, as a tourist, so it's always different. But then I always been obsessed with this country. I don't know the vibes, how the things works here. Then with the experience as an au pair, the experience helped me to understand more, like
Mhm.
learn more about the country, people, the culture. And I traveled quite a lot around the country, so I had the opportunity to discover the country. And yeah, I think like how things works here, then I learned a lot about also, like, of course, the opportunities
Mhm.
that you can have here, like professional but also personal ones. So I think I will always be grateful to this country because I grew a lot and I had a lot of opportunities to grow. So that is for sure one thing. But
Mhm.
also, like, let's say for sure about the work-life balance that is quite good here,
Yeah.
at least for the experience I had, of course. Also, then I would say all the vibes and how everything works here. It's not a perfect country. I
There is
think there
no
is no,
perfect
exactly,
country.
there's
Yeah.
no like places that are perfect, but I think I found myself here. And I think it's also a country that helps you to learn more about yourself. So yeah, I think that was mostly the reason why. So
Okay,
a lot of
okay.
things about having the chance to also learn about myself
Yeah,
and
it's a lot of
grow.
growing. Moving
Yeah,
abroad,
a lot.
normally, if you approach the
Hmm.
experience with an open mind, helps you
For sure.
growing, of course, on a personal
Yeah,
level and professional level as
totally.
well. And
That's
I
the
guess
key.
it's yeah, it's the perfect
Here, but
balance.
everywhere, you
Yeah,
have to have your mind open for sure.
yeah,
Otherwise, it's
absolutely.
a bit
Yeah.
complicated.
Otherwise, the journey is not
Yeah.
complete.
No,
I mean, it's just
exactly.
like a nice
Yeah.
experience, but doesn't teach you much. Okay, so very nice to hear about the vibes and your
Yeah.
feelings about the
Mhm.
country, but also why you
Yeah.
decide to choose it. And as we said earlier, and you were already mentioning a little bit, you had different kind of professional experience. So you
True.
start over 10 years ago as an au pair, but then you went back to
Back to
Italy
Italy.
and came back to the
Yeah.
Netherlands in
20,
2022.
yeah, 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you had two different jobs,
Yes.
and now you are a
That's correct.
freelancer.
Yeah, correct.
So, okay.
Yes.
Working in a hotel, then working in marketing, which is
Yeah.
what you are
I studied also
specialized.
for, so
Indeed.
yeah.
So,
Mhm.
found your path in your career. And
Indeed.
now you are still in marketing, but you do it on your own as a
Mhm.
freelancer. So, what about it? What about your job right now? And how can we get in touch with you if
Of
we need
course.
it?
Thank you, Ross. So yeah, as you mentioned, well, I studied for digital marketing and communication. I had a bachelor and then a master in Italy. Then yes, I moved, like I had an experience as au pair. Then went back to Italy, did some internships, and then when I moved back to the Netherlands, I did 1 year experience as in a hotel. So it was like a receptionist. So I was dealing with people, and then I had the chance to work again in my like
Your field.
my field, so marketing communication. Then it was in Amsterdam, and after almost 2 years working in an agency in Amsterdam, I decided to take the leap into the freelancing. So
Yeah.
to be honest, Rossella supported me in this, so I'm always super grateful because yeah, she really like. I think she pushed me the right
I
way.
was the big sister.
Yeah, no, but like because I was thinking about it from a while already, probably maybe 1 year or I don't know exactly how long, but I always had that thing inside me. But probably because I don't know, I was working in an agency before, I didn't feel ready, but I think you never feel like ready
Yes.
to do that. And then things has changed in the previous job, so I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe is the right moment to do that. I was still not sure, and then Rossella actually supported me in the with this. So since last October, so now it's three months already. I just became a freelancer
Hmm.
myself. I work in in marketing, so actually I'm specialized in social media management, content creation, and also digital community management, so everything related to social media and content creation.
Nice. And Julia, if people that are listening to us maybe are interested to
Mm-hmm.
understand a little bit better what you can provide to
Sure.
them, for the future, maybe
Yeah,
there can be some collaboration
of course.
happening. Where is best to get in touch with you or to see something about your job?
Of course. So LinkedIn for sure. You can find me with Giulia Conti. So I would say let's connect on LinkedIn, but also you can check my social media and what I create. You can find me at Giulia in the Netherlands. So
Yes, and the links are gonna be in the description of this
perfect.
video, so you can just scroll down and click if you
Yeah.
want to get in touch with Julie and see what about
Yeah.
her life in the Netherlands, but also what she can
Yeah,
produce
of
as
course.
a social media manager.
Of course. Also, you'll find my portfolio there, linked there. So
Of course.
yeah, so you can check
That's
out.
great. And based on your experience moving to the Netherlands,
Hmm.
what is difficult? Was it easy? I mean, as European,
Yeah,
is quite easier, I
easier.
will say, compared to maybe non-European.
Sure.
But what did you find particularly difficult and
Hmm.
easy instead?
Well, as you said, like being a European citizen, that helps a lot because you have no visa to think about.
No,
Or, I mean, you
you
just,
just come.
yeah, exactly, with your ID or passport, and it's much easier. So I would say maybe, well, the bureaucracy even is not that difficult as a like European citizen. So yeah, I would say maybe in the beginning, of course, didn't know the language. I still learn, trying to learn the language, so still in the path of learning. But of course, when you move to a country and you don't know like even a word, and you have to deal with a lot of bureaucracy stuff, it's always, I think probably that was the
Hmm.
most difficult part.
Yeah.
So if especially if you don't have a support from like a consultant or specialist, it's always difficult. There were so many things that I was like maybe for now are super easy for me, but like I would say, even like BSN and
Yeah.
RNI, BRP, all those kind of things, like all those names are like, I don't
Yeah,
understand
what are those
anything.
acronyms for? What do they
Exactly.
mean
Also
indeed?
because I think sometimes on the internet you find so many information
Mm-hmm.
and you don't know if you can trust them, they're true
Yeah.
or not. So there were a lot of things. Of course, I had a moment where I tried to get all the information, as much information as possible. But I think, yeah, I would say that part because
Yeah.
when you don't know the language, for me as well, it was like not knowing the language, managing all the bureaucracy. I would say that
Yeah,
part
yeah.
was
And indeed, as you mentioned, there is so much out there now.
yeah,
People try to help. I mean, nobody starts with the idea to don't help.
of
It's
course.
actually the opposite. They
Hmm.
always had good intention,
Yeah,
but there is such a mix of information
true.
based on their own experience or what
Mm.
they heard that at the end of the day, there are so many messy
I
info that
agree.
are not the reality. So that's what happens sometimes. And indeed,
That's
if then
true.
you are not able to follow the news or the info on
Yeah.
the websites, especially in the local language, then it's gonna be
Uh,
a little bit more
it's
more
challenging. It can
difficult.
be really
Yeah.
challenging.
And about the language, do you
Mhm.
think it could and it still can help you
Mm,
in your, especially in your professional life, also the social life, but
of
of course
course.
in a city like Rotterdam,
Hmm.
which is
Really
very international, it
international.
might not be the main thing.
Hmm.
But professionally, not only as a
Hmm.
freelancer, but even before when you were working in marketing, for example, you think it would have made a difference?
I think nowadays in 2026, yes, because okay, when I moved to the Netherlands in 2022, it was a bit different because I noticed in those 3 years that a lot of things has changed because nowadays Dutch language it's more and more requested, to be honest,
Hmm.
even in marketing. I didn't expect that because okay, most of the thing in marketing are like in English and but of course I realized that they work with a lot of Dutch people and into the Dutch market. So of course, if you know the language, but here and everywhere, I think that helps you a lot to get
Yeah.
more opportunities and to get it more, yeah, to get in touch with more people. So even with clients,
Yeah.
I mean, I always been working in. I always had the chance to work in English since my previous job, the first job here, like at the hotel, or all the experience I had, even in the agency in Amsterdam. I used to work in English, so I didn't have that big problem with big issue about the language. But when I wanted to look for a new job and I applied about to multiple
Hmm.
job opportunities, I noticed that there were so much requests of Dutch. So of course, if you aim, I mean, if you want to stay here, I would
Yeah.
say learning the language can help a lot. Yeah, it's not easy, of course, it's not, but knowing even a little bit, just a little bit, can maybe make a bit of
A
difference.
little bit of a
Yeah.
difference, yes.
So yeah, let's say even in marketing, so my field,
Yeah.
it's yeah, it is more and more requested, to be honest.
Okay, so
Even in
that's the goal for the near future. You already speak a bit of Dutch, so
basic, but of course, yeah, just having a small chat is one thing. Then using for work is
well,
business is it.
you had to start from somewhere. So
No, for sure.
that's already good. And Julia, what is that out of all these years and this experience,
Hmm.
Amsterdam, Rotterdam,
Hmm.
visiting and traveling around the
Hmm.
country? What is the thing that you like the most, and the one that you are really like, no, I can't. Really, I can't. I don't like it.
Well, let's start first with positive and
Let's
nice.
start first with positive.
No, but
Yes.
yeah, I would say overall the vibes and how people, I don't know how people live in this country. I notice sometimes I take myself so much serious.
Hmm.
And I notice sometimes Dutch people are so much easier, like easygoing. I don't know why. They can be serious, but at the same time, even talking about work and work stuff, I remember with all my Dutch colleagues, I had a super nice experience at work. They were super easygoing. I was stressing myself so much, probably because coming from like Milan and everybody's working there super like hard and blah, blah, blah. And I noticed that Dutch people are like,
Or they pretend to.
well, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, let's put also that way. But I think, I mean, of course, they're working and they're doing their job, but more in a
Yeah.
easy way.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you have to do your stuff, but take it easy.
Yes.
You know.
But I guess the work-life balance also
Yeah,
includes that. It's
yeah,
not
totally,
only, okay, it's 5 o'clock, bye
totally.
bye, see you tomorrow, but it's also like taking things. for what they are. It is
Yeah.
important to work, it is important to do a good job, to be
Yeah.
professional, but you don't have to
Yeah.
stress out over the
Don't
job,
take
about
yourself
the
so
job,
serious.
and don't take yourself so seriously, you
Like
know?
so that's a good lesson that I'm trying to learn and take it myself.
Cultural,
Yeah,
it is a
it
cultural
is,
thing. In Italy, we have a completely
it
different
is.
approach to work. So, of course, then it was a
Yeah.
little bit of a shock at the
Yeah, no,
beginning.
but
Yes.
honestly, nowadays I really like that. And also about the fact that Dutch people are really like direct.
Ah.
So at first, to be honest, I took it a bit personal. And I was like, okay, why they're so direct? And we're like, I mean, because I think sometimes us as Italian, we say things, but more, I don't know, in a nice way. We
Mhm.
try to
Or we just
find
go
other way.
around and
Exactly.
around and around.
But to be honest, nowadays I really appreciate that darkness. So that is for sure something I really like. And then, as you mentioned, a work-life balance.
Mhm.
That's super nice. I think that I really appreciate about this country. And but
But there should
but
be something you don't
no,
like,
no, no. Of
right?
course, of course. Now we go to the
Let's
thing.
go to the negative.
Okay, we mentioned something positive that I really like, but about negative, for sure, the first thing that I always mention that comes to my mind is the health system. It's not even about the weather because I come from north of Italy. Milan area is not the sunniest one. Like, it's not Sicily, okay? It's not Sicily, so I'm fine with that. Even food, you can. I mean, at least Rotterdam and Amsterdam, you can find any kind of food, so it's not a big problem for me, at least. But the health system,
Mm.
how things work. I mean, I think from what I understood and I could experience myself also, the big step is the time, of course, is the
Yeah, the
GP.
GP.
GP, yes. It depends, of course. Not everyone is the same, but most of GPs are super like they don't go super like into details. They don't
Mhm.
know do checkups, let's say, or for example, yeah, you have really to pray them to to check about yourself. So especially because in Italy it's totally different approach.
Mhm.
uh, so I would say that part. Then of course I think if you had the chance to go into like a specialist, then they really support you in the
Yeah.
process. And also I had an experience with a dermatologist, and I had a quite nice experience. But before is always
Yeah,
like fighting for that.
it's to get there the
Yeah,
problem,
yeah, yeah,
no? This let's say that the GP is kind of a
yeah.
stakeholder that
Indeed,
doesn't pass through the
that's part.
call, you
And
know?
also because we paid health insurance
Yes.
monthly, so sometimes you think, I mean, I'm paying like that
Yeah.
amount of money every month, and what you get is like so that is
Yes. Yeah.
the negative. I mean,
Yeah.
I would
Room for
say,
improvement for the
yeah,
Netherlands.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
This is the negative point I always mention.
Okay.
So
Well, yeah, makes sense. And
yeah.
it can be cultural, but
Yeah.
we need to be honest.
No,
And
yeah, totally.
sometimes it feels like it's a little bit shallow, the way, the
Mm,
approach to the
yeah,
health, physical health
yeah.
specifically. 'Cause mental health, I
No,
guess the
exactly.
approach is quite good.
Yeah, I think ear is good,
Yeah.
mental health,
Yeah.
physical, and
Yeah.
for us
Then
it's the opposite, like
indeed.
more physical and less
And less
mental.
mental. So then
Maybe
it's
a
like
balance.
we need to find a balance,
Yeah,
indeed, something in between. If you know what is the country where this balance
yeah,
exists, let us know. Just
indeed.
put it in the
We
comments.
will check out.
We will go and check what about it. But okay.
Mhm.
Well, Giulia, last question, maybe the most difficult in a way, or
Okay,
the easiest. I don't
okay,
know,
we'll
because
see.
when I have a guest, I always like to ask, what's your tip, your number one tip
Mm,
to the people that are listening to us and might think to move to the Netherlands?
okay. So as we mentioned, you mentioned also in the beginning, I would say just come here, but here or anywhere like open minded. Because also if you're not like super open to leave the experience, you I think you will not leave it 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, because you're moving to a new country, so you have to be open to discover a different culture and to deal with a different one. Also the approach of people is different. Let's say just between us and the Dutch one, of course, is totally different, but you have to be open to get to know them and learn. And so I would say this is the main one, and then also have a lot of money with you. That is really important.
This is very pragmatic. It's a
Yeah.
very pragmatic.
Yeah.
Both are important because you need to
Honest.
be ready from a
Every perspective. I
yeah,
think.
cultural point of view and like open mind.
Yeah.
Let's learn more about it. Let's go
Yeah.
there without judging
No,
and
it's
let's see
that
what
is
it is.
super
So
important.
that's important. On the other hand,
Yeah.
in order to be able to do
Yeah.
all this kind of thing and don't stress out,
Yeah.
you need to be financially prepared.
We have to be realistic because
Yes.
I mean, we know that the country
It's not cheap.
Not cheap. So especially in the beginning when you're still looking for a job or you have so many expenses, so like you have to
yeah,
have
you
a
need
bit
to
of
make
money.
sure that
Yeah,
you can cover it.
yeah,
Yes,
to
indeed.
say like fine, so
Yeah.
that's
That's a great tip. I mean,
yeah. Pragmatic,
I'm all
but-
about pragmatism. So it's
let's be honest, and
yeah,
so I would say
great.
this.
Okay. So as I said earlier, the contact to get in touch with Giulia, see what about her experience in the Netherlands, because she's especially on Instagram and YouTube too. She's talking about her life here. If you wanna get in touch with her from a more professional point of view, LinkedIn is absolutely the place to go. Everything is in the description of this video. And for now, we thank you. Thank you,
Ross.
Giulia. And see you soon.
Bye.